current process of restoring who we are on the land, exercising birthright, right? So
Right.
when he telling us we from Africa and we exercising the birthright that we have to this land, it's a situation where we have to be adamantly against that philosophy that we are from Africa, because we not, first of all, other than that, we in the process actively of reclaiming the land, and
Mhm.
you can't take over at the top. You have to work from the grassroots level. So when the sisters say you got to take our communities back first, right? But you got to have a when you bringing down an old system and you want to try to keep the people as calm as possible, you usher in the new system. Just as one fall, you begin to work in the construct of the new system. Then at some point, the old system comes to an end. Okay, that's not longer working for us. We've exhausted this chapter of misery. We've seen through the waters. Now we come and raise our head to the sky. Now we can see who's who on the planet Earth. We don't have a problem with them people, and we ain't got to solve nothing with them. We got a problem with our colonizers, and they got a problem with their colonizers. We tend to agree with them about the problem they have with their colonizers, and they tend to agree with us about our problem with the colonizers, but they just don't think we're supposed to look like we look when they see us. Because when they see us, they assume that we should be over there on the other side of the ocean working on that liberation plan instead of the one that we got for our clans over here. Right. So not I tell the brother we not from Africa to emphasize that we was always here, but the fact that we was all melanated around the world, it's an undisputed fact. People don't even realize the Neanderthals was some melanated Negroes. But now when you talk Neanderthal, everybody's talking about pale skinned Europeans. They wasn't here yet when the Neanderthal was here. Wasn't no pale faced Europeans when the Neanderthal was around. That's not even a debatable topic. Do you know that the pale face only been around? They started about 8,400 years ago.
I
So
heard
when you go back to Neanderthal, you talking about
8,000 years.
100,000 years ago or more. So you can't say they the Neanderthal; they wasn't even here.
Hmm.
They
So,
all
Would that
but
came
be considered the
from
caveman though? Would that be
I think they
considered the
all came from
caveman?
the
albinos.
cave,
The
the
cave.
caveman is considered to be Australopithecus, the stage before they became Homo erectus.
Right, before they became
Right,
upright.
right. And the Neanderthal is the early stages of Homo erectus when he's starting to walk upright and use tools,
Hmm.
according to their Darwinian theory. But they don't have answers for what's called the missing links, the sudden jump in the evolutionary ladder, right? But that's answered in the Anunnaki tablets when they told you they was tampering with the human genome in the laboratories, right? But we don't want to believe that society was ever that sophisticated, and we looking at the pyramids talking about how was they built.
That's our friend from.
Right. But the whole thing is when you look at them, there's a reminder that culture had reached a very high level in order for the mathematics used in the pyramidal construct to have those large megalithic structures to be so tightly fit together in perfection. That means
So
somebody was
how
striving for perfection on
One
earth at some
second,
point.
Yasha. Can I say something, Rod? Hold on, y'all said, but I want to say I want to say something really quick because people act like I have misinformation or something, and I don't like that. So, y'all said, I want you to know. Okay, well, I brought up rice. Then you can look up other places or other resources. Africa imports over 40% of its rice. It's a $1.1 billion a year industry because 40% of the rice is imported. So that's what I'm saying as far as when it comes to where we cultivate rice here in the Americas. What I'm saying is getting to a point where we can be the ones making that $1.1 billion because we're the ones that ultimately were cultivating the rice. Rice is indigenous to here, but we can't start with that step. We can't start just being like, oh, I know I'm indigenous to here, I'm going to take over the rice. No, it starts by us focusing on here first and then moving to Nyambi's point where we're actually getting back to what we were doing with people that are indigenous to Africa before. We know it's not called Africa, but with different tribes that were in Africa being like, now let's establish trade, let's establish resources amongst each other and cut out all these middlemen that are making all this money off of our resources.
See, that's why I think you're wrong, because again, due to trade contracts, why you have this deal that you're speaking about. Other than that, we can take care of ourselves. We can grow
You
our rice.
staticky.
But
you're real staticky, and you say we could take care of ourselves, but as of today, 40% of the rice is imported, and it's a $1.1 billion a year industry. So you can say, oh, well, we could do it ourselves. Well, but right now, Asians are the ones that are making money off of y'all. It's not y'all doing it yourself. You're getting other people richer.
You're missing the point, though, Sonia.
And a lot of the staples that are in the food
by trade, by
come from
contracts. Again, when they give us these loans,
yeah, you may have to drop Yasef really truthfully, Yasef, because you're really underwater. What people are saying to you, because we can't understand you, Yasef, because you're underwater right now. If you could just try to fix your mic, because you're really underwater. We're not even lying to you.
Sorry, all right, hold on. I'm saying to you that we
can't
hear you.
Samora, you have to drop down and come back up. It's staticky. It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, just drop down and come right back up. Can y'all put the link in the chat for him? And then just come right back up. And I think
drop down, and then you'll hit the link and you can come back up. But drop down now, okay?
I want to know. I was about to ask him, like, yo, is rice indigenous to Africa?
Because he'll go on and on.
Absolutely not. He knows it's not. And they say that there's a lot of land that could cultivate rice that's being unused currently. So they say that could fix their problem. But I mean, we can say that all day, every day. But when you look at the imports of what's coming in, it could be beneficial as far as for us to take back what Dots is saying, our natural resources, and us be the ones that are actually trading it for our benefit.
Like Rod said, and that goes back to what Chief Pontiac was saying earlier. Like, we got tricked out of what we knew. Like, if we known that this rice was from here and it grew here wildly and they came here and they cultivated it, took it back there and the corn and the tomato and the potato saved their life by itself.
We fed the world.
Man, and if we had known that back then, like Rod has said, man, we would not be in this predicament we are at now. And because it been for so long, and because there was so many different aspects coming at us and doing this to us, it's like, well, goddamn, where do we start? You know what I mean? So shouts out to Chief Pontiac, man, for letting us know where we should start at, and also not where we should start at, but get us halfway in the game. The rest is up to you from where you're at with your genealogy, because that's the only thing else that can save you from there or can take you farther. So shouts out to you, Chief Pontiac. You know what I
Appreciate
mean?
you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm one of them 7'4", man. I'm shot, you know what I mean? Early 80s. You know what I'm talking about?
For sure, for sure.
15, 19, you know what I mean? 7'4" to the world blow.
Yeah,
Just let you know.
sure.
Word. Word.
GD.
Hey, Dots, why you looking like a dinner?
I don't know who wants to say that.
Why you looking like a dinner tonight? You look like you got the house set up. You waiting for me to come to play the piano. You know, or you know, while Ross sit on the couch, and drop the history. I'm playing the piano while you cooking. You know, and you know, we got Nyambi just sitting there with her pad like she's the interviewer. You know, I see that. Let me stop, y'all. Let me stop, man.
Yeah.
Y'all smile, man. Smiling is always better than being sad, man. We done been duped for so long. And
but you know what? I think also
this much of hope.
I think well. Oh, sorry, LTK. What were you saying?
Oh, my bad. I was saying this much of hope.
Okay.
Right here. This much of hope.
Yeah, no, I was saying that I think also that much of what you were talking about, Rod, right? It requires some things that I don't think a lot of people have in 2024, and that's discipline and heart.
That's fact.
And most people ain't got that.
Correct.
I know sometimes I might sound like I
Can
might
we say
sound a little mean.
Yeah. Does environment have to deal with that? Go ahead, Rod. And elaborate with her question. Does environment have to deal with Sister Dots just say? Can that play an impact on the way that people feel?
Of course. You're a product of your environment. What goes on in your environment, it molds the person that you become because of what you have to deal with that may not be the same if you would have grew up in a different environment. They've been running experiments with the chiefs when they catch them as babies. They take them from their mama and they adopt them to a foreign family that's not from the same blood stock to see if they can raise them different. The nature versus nurture experiment is what it's called. When they was taking these kids and swapping them out in the hospitals, they wanted to see if a Czechoslovakian woman can raise an Irish baby, so they switched them at birth. Right? They wanted to see if the Mohawk sister and the Shoshone sister can raise the baby like it's his own, so they switched them in the hospital. But they kept a record, you know, and a couple times they got caught. So we know what they was doing because they got caught. So the environment is definitely a factor on how you perceive the world. Because what you see first is what you learn to use as your defense, offense strategy as you move through life.
So it starts with your environment or community.
Yeah. Well, it don't start with them. It starts in your house.
Well, yeah.
It's the same way. It's the same way.
I was already advanced. Thank you for taking me back, bro. Yes. Where do we need to start from? My fault for going too far ahead. Yes, we need to start in the house. Go ahead, Chief.
When the chief is born, the chief don't just automatically become the chief. He had to first go through all of the lessons with his immediate family, right? Then the families determine that he's now ready to go in the community and to meet the different other up and coming chiefs to establish his ranking system in the hierarchy of the next set of chiefs that's rising up on the land. Once he get done being examined by his local community, if he get the love and respect, now they send him out into foreign communities. They might send a boy from Detroit to LA to see how he can hold his own based on what he was taught in his own culture. Right? If he was taught the right lessons on respect and discipline, when he go to other lands, he already know that he have to respect the people from that land if he want them to give him the respect back. I'm a GD. I can't go out to LA telling the Crips how to run nothing. Right? I can go out there and give them their respect. And then sit down with their OGs and say, look at what I learned. And if you want me to help you use it, I will. Right? That means I ain't telling them what to do. I'm showing them what I got to offer and offering my assistance and making sure it's workable. Right? The same if they'd have sent me to New York. I'd have had to visit all 5 boroughs because I've been there. I had to do it. I'm going to have to go to New Jersey. I'm going to have to see what the surrounding areas is and how the people respond according to the culture of that area. It ain't the same as Chicago. It ain't the same as Detroit. It's its own culture. So if you learn your culture correctly, it teaches you how to respect other people's culture. So when they send you to the other tribes, the Delaware tribes, the New York tribes, to be examined to determine if they're going to give you a pass as a chief. And somebody always going to have a big mama going to say, you a nice little boy, and send you on about your way. Now, keep these other boys out of trouble. You pass the test. Chiefs are developed by being exposed to the environments of different tribes based on his developmental life function. And they use the environments to test the chief to determine if he's worth his weight in what he brings. And if he brings solutions to problem, all other chiefs is supposed to pay attention to the solution and determine if it's applicable where they are. And the rule is, if it's applicable anywhere, it's applicable everywhere. If it's not applicable everywhere, it's not truly applicable anywhere. Right? So once we know that we have to solve problems that help the most people, then we go to tasks in using the environment to learn how to correct the social engineering that's taking place in the environment. Once we combat the social engineering, now we can begin to see clearer our path.
Thank you so much, Rob. We always appreciate you coming. It's been 3 hours. We've taken up so much of your time, and you just give it willingly, which we are so grateful for. We'll let Yosef say something for you to respond to, then Ralph Gooden, then we're going to do one last round, you guys.
Hey, thank y'all, sis. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bounce now. I'm out, man, because Rob gonna close this thing out. Appreciate y'all, man. Hey, love you, brother, Chief Pontiac. You know what I mean? And you seen that Hoover came up. He's about to go into a trial, his first ever court hearing. You know what I mean? I'm waiting to hear the outcome on that. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Hoover, man. You know what I mean? Shouts out to my people come out of the shop. Unscrambled Minds, I love y'all. NEGPIFOR. Hey, man.
We
Yasser,
love you too. Thank you so much, OTK, for coming up.
I'll catch you, Yasser, on another day, man.
All right. 7-4.
All right. Okay.
Yosef, what did you want to say? And then Rob will respond to what you were trying to say. And then Ralph, we'll get you right after.
I mean, listen, I kind of forgot my point, but what I'm trying to say, or what I'm trying to do, is
it wasn't that important. Did you want to ask a question before you go?
No, I was just gonna say that basically that listen, he's sharing his opinion, and I appreciate that. I mean, so yeah, I'm just gonna fall back and let him, just carry on with what he's doing. It's not a contest. It's just a sharing of information. So people will pick up wherever they want to pick up at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm not here to challenge him on anything or anything like that. We're just having a conversation. So yeah, man, peace to you, brother, and peace to everyone on the panel. Dots, Sister Dots, Sister Freedom, Sister Dots, and there, and also the other ladies and the gentlemen that just left the panel. Peace.
Peace, brother.
Peace, Joseph. Peace, Rathberg. Am I saying that correctly?
Can I make a quick statement before?
Yeah, go ahead.
You got the flow.
Yes.
Go ahead, Raph.
Yeah, I heard all y'all building. Rod, I'm a great, big fan. You do great work.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
And yeah, I just wanted to stay. It's a little lag with the audio, so forgive me. But I just wanted to say, we have to realize that we all look the same. We all look the same, but we have different genetics and haplogroups. And like,